Um, I think, well, the weird thing is, I mean, right now, everything in a way, and I know this from tuning a guitar, is an approximation.
Yeah, yeah,
Like right now, I'm looking at you. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at an approximation of you,
yeah, yeah.
right? Which is helpful, right? I mean, when we got on before we started recording, my camera wouldn't go on.
Could have been on my end.
I can hear you. It's like I'm a disembodied voice. Um,
There's
and
got to
it,
be a list of the worst podcasts in terms of technology or
oh
something.
shit,
We're
yeah.
proudly there. Go ahead.
But like I could talk to you on the phone, and I've done that many times, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I know it's you, but and now we get to speak to each other in real time, and I get to see you at the same time.
Mhm.
But I'm not really seeing you.
No.
I'm seeing pixels representing you,
Mhm.
right? And I think, and which is, I am not complaining about that at all. I mean, I would rather have
Me
that
neither.
than not have that.
Yep, yep.
But the danger is we start to think that's real. Just like with recorded music, we start to think that's real.
Mhm.
It's not real music. It's a recording of real music.
Mhm.
Just like a photograph is not real people, it's a recorded image of the real people, right? And more, we're not having that in the world experience of music or of people. Probably I experience people more online or, except for my family, through mediated means like this than I do in the real world.
Right.
And it's probably true for everybody. And I think there are of course benefits, but there are also dangers that come with that, right? That's what like we found out during COVID, that people who were kids in particular, but people too who were stuck at home, working at home, even having meetings at home, were still extraordinarily depressed.
Yeah.
Feeling isolated, even though they talk to people every day, or they interact with people, or they watch videos, or whatever they do, right?
Yeah, it's funny, but I feel some like silence in my gut because it's like so much the central issue. Bringing people together, bringing people together, bringing
And will
people
it
together.
break, or will we get more and more trapped into it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
Do you have any thoughts on meeting Michael Martin?
Great show.
Yeah.
And they're still kicking. Love them. What are you doing? So I'm right now just using it for breaking up chemtrails. If I have to make it rain, I'll have to fasten pipes up there, hoses to that end. And then I wheel it down to the pond, where it has wheels on it, and drop the hoses in the water. And the idea is you point the pipes where in the direction of moisture, because you can't really make rain out of nothing. There's got to be some moisture someplace. And so when I was first experimenting with it a few years ago, I would and I have documented this out. It's on probably on Twitter or on Facebook, that I saw. So what our advantage over Wilhelm Reich is we have weather maps in our pockets.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at my phone to see where any little bit of rain was, and I saw some, like 80 miles that way, southwest. So I said, okay, I'll see if I can make it rain. It was just when I was still experimenting with it, and it rained within an hour. Usually it takes 24 hours, but it rained within an hour, and it got to be so reliable that my wife would say, we need to water the garden. Can you use Cloudbuster? So we can use the hose sometimes, right? We can actually use the well, right? But she, who was at first skeptical, became a true believer.
Yeah. Basically just the whole idea of like balance, and these are the 4 suits of the tarot, and Aquarius with the Grail, and this whole idea of moving into Aquarius with the rebalancing towards the feminine side, and I just love it.
Nice.
Yeah, I really think there's lots going on there.
There's lots going on.
Yeah. So, yeah, would recommend. He also has a Substack, Galahad or Adonis.
Homer, when you read the Iliad, for example, so much of nature is deified. Rivers are gods, the breeze is a god, rumor is a god, rage is a god. And this is something Barfield told me. Modern readers are tempted to think this is merely metaphor or merely simile. And it certainly is both of those. But Barfield's point was what you hear in the Homeric poems is the residue of the capacity of humans to feel nature as a living being, not as mere causation, but as living being. And I have moments where a breeze crosses my face, and I feel like I'm in the Iliad. I feel like I'm out of a poem because I have that experience of the world. And on the other hand, before I came in here for this, I was out moving my lambs from one paddock to another, and it's hard for me to understand. It's hard for me to believe that I could have the joy that I have in life without daily contact with livestock.
Same here.
Just to remember that there's a world beyond my head. I love the world beyond my head.
Oh yeah, the academic environment, as much as I can appreciate it, would be toxic without that daily contact with the things of this world.
I can sense.
We have lambs too. And
I can say the same thing working for the Most Holy Roman Catholic Church at HQ. Doesn't make sense unless you communicate with the real.
It doesn't. It doesn't make. And
it doesn't hold together. It does not hold together.
And it's an antidote to modernity. Because it is and I have the same feeling that you have. So right now I have some bottle lambs I'm feeding, and I go in there in the morning. And I'm sitting on the sill of the barn feeding these two crazy lambs, and watching the wind go over the pasture. And you think, and it's so easy you could take it for granted, but you can't take it for granted because it's a revelation. It really is a revelation. Right? It's a disclosure.